All right, the Detroit Lions get some good news for the offense. And before we get into that, though, I have to know your opinion on should we trade Jameson Williams? And I think what's interesting, let me know in the comments, yes or no, trade JMO. Because why is this even being talked about? Well, why you would trade him is because it's just hard to imagine giving him top dollar, giving him this massive deal that would be even better than St. Brown, because he could just say, no, I'm not going to accept it. And then some other team would give it to him just because he's so dynamic. But you also don't want to trade him either, because it's like, no, I don't want to trade this dude. He's awesome. Now I do get tired of his like post play antics. However, there's certain guys that just, they have to play like that. That's how he plays. That's his style of play. So, I'm giving you nothing here. I'm all over the board with JMO. What I would say is I understand why this is even being brought up, because it's hard to imagine giving him a lot of money. It just is, just with just a little bit of the question marks off field, on the field. And unless he has a really incredible year where he's just kind of doing everything on the field, then it'd be just hard to give him that money. So, okay, let me know in the comments, JMO trade, yes or no. And then here we go. Here's the good news is that one of the just massive holes that the Lions have is this right here, short-term and long-term need at the interior offensive line. The good news is Brad Holmes has talked a ton about the offensive line, and he's very aware of it, which duh, but at the same time, it'd be really discouraging if our general manager wasn't talking about it, wasn't talking about the offensive line. He knows our offensive line is the heart of our team. He said that, literally said that the offensive line is the heart of the team, and it's exactly what the Lions are going to focus on and make sure that they have really good. So with that being said, PFF's top 100 guards, Gray Zabel, 28. We keep getting mocked. He keeps getting mocked to the Lions. Great. But then you've got two other guys right here that could go in the second round to you. Tyler Booker, Alabama, and then a couple of the Georgia guys. Love that. Now you go down here and you've got day 3 guys getting the 6th, 7th round, and you've got Miles Frazier out of LSU, Fairchild, Georgia. Geez, how many linemen did Georgia have? Yeah, 3. And Clay Webb, Jacksonville State. Why the day 3 thing is so important, this is so huge, is because we've got who will probably be our starting guard in Mahogany day 3. And he missed half the year due to an illness. So the good news is there's guards out there, both high-end top picks, and you get down into 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So I just think we are all so hyper-focused on the defensive end, as we should be, but the interior offensive line will get fixed, or not will get fixed, but we're going to have the depth that we need there to continue to just play well and give our guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, the opportunity to just be unreal. I mean, he is the most exciting player since Kelvin, probably, right? I was going to say Barry, but you had Kelvin. You had flashes of Golden Tate. But I mean, I'm talking, he is on the Barry Sanders, not on his level, but he's up closer to Barry Sanders than anyone's been since Barry Sanders. There, I said that right. So, by the way, if I want to really get you upset, just never forget the playoff game. We trot out David Montgomery to start the game after he'd been out for 6 weeks on an injury, to send a message. I don't know. First play of the game is a negative 3-yard loss. Then we do it again to start the second half. We bring David Montgomery out, loses 3. Meanwhile, Jahmyr Gibbs is just 10 yards, 12 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. Oh, man. I go back and forth with the Commanders. Let me know in the comments. Do you still think about that once in a while? Because I'm just hand it to Jahmyr. Stay in that game. We played that game wrong because a couple mistakes and the Commanders would just hold the ball. We could have just handed it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Okay, here we go. Now, PFF put surprise if the draft kind of gets a little goofy, what it would look like. And the Lions would get TJ Sanders, a name we have not heard, but a defensive tackle that would be kind of the DJ Reader, Liam McNeil, really special guy that we just haven't really seen. But this is if the draft gets a little weird. TJ Sanders. I like that just because it's something to think about. Now, the other one, Shamar Stewart keeps getting mocked at times to the Lions. And I don't think he makes it, bottom line. His measurables are insane. And they've got him going to the Jets, a kind of a surprise move, or like where he could go top end. And it's just interesting to read this because it's like Detroit's former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn loved pass rusher Aiden Hutchinson, 6'7", Pascal, 6'3", Marcus Davenport, giant, 6'6". That's the thing. Aiden Hutchinson, 6'7", 260, moves so good. Psh. But anyway, if we could find a way to get Shamar Stewart to pair with Aiden Hutchinson, oh my goodness. That would be crazy. Okay. Right now, we are looking at, there we go, mock Tyler Booker. Gray Zabel just keeps moving up. I've seen him all over. There's Shamar Stewart, Jahad Campbell. Some of these main players are just not going to make it. Omarion Hampton. I don't think the running backs go this high. Genty. I mean, the Raiders have so many problems. It's insane. Plus, the Raiders offensive coordinator is Chip Kelly, who had the Ohio State running back. So I could see him being like, let's just get a Ohio State running back in the second round. So anyway, that pushes those guys down, and ultimately, hopefully, will push a good player to us. But it could actually work in inverse where those guys don't go and they take good players. So, oh yeah, it's going to be wild. 10 days or so to the draft. Let's get it here. Less than that, like 7, 6. What am we talking about? 8. Almost here to the draft. So let me know in the comments, do you trade Jameson Williams? Do you still get upset about the Commanders game once in a while? Part of me thinks that was it. That was it. We were at the NFC Championship game. Then you go 15-2, number 1 seed, and that was it. And didn't get it done. But also, part of me also thinks it wasn't it because the defense just was done. They just couldn't hold up. They were going to run into Saquon Barkley at some point. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what helps me get through that. And just be like, yeah, we weren't going to make it anyway. So who knows? All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.